I'm Sherry Sonnenberg. I had a stroke last Memorial Day. I was taken to Roosevelt Hospital. It was amazing the care that I received. My stretcher, as soon as I entered the emergency room, was met by several of the staff. I figured they were expecting me and they rushed me into the emergency room. Everything was done so rapidly to make sure that I got instant attention, because the care of a stroke is so vital. The sooner that you receive this care, the better your chances for recovery. Tests were done, questions were asked, doctors and nurses, so many things. It's almost a blur, but what's not a blur is the excellent care that I received. After a number of these tests were done and evaluations were made, Dr. Chung of the neurology department came and spoke to me. She was the person in charge of my care and determining what needed to be done. She explained to me that there was a medication called TPA that could be helpful in dissolving the blood clot. It took a while before I could get it, because as a result of the stroke, my blood pressure was quite high, and it has to be low enough to avoid serious injury, so I had to wait a while. Unfortunately, the TPA did not work, and the alternative to that was a special kind of surgery. I was paralyzed on one side. I knew that the brain is very delicate, and you've got to make sure that the oxygen isn't deprived for very long. So I agreed to have the surgery should it be necessary. It was necessary because as the time went by, I lost the ability to speak as well. There's a team that's available on call, if not actually in the hospital, and that really was my savior, because the stroke happened on Memorial Day. Memorial Day is a time when many doctors are not available. Roosevelt Hospital is a stroke center, and that was my good fortune, because a stroke team was always available. I had the surgery. It's a special kind of endovascular surgery where they go up through the femoral artery in the groin all the way up to the brain. There, additional TPA is administered and efforts are made to break up the blood clot. And then as it's broken up, it's vacuumed out. The surgery was over 3 hours. I, of course, didn't know a thing about it. I just knew that when I woke up in neurology intensive care, I knew immediately that I could move. I knew this because I didn't waste a moment trying to move. I moved my leg, I moved my arm, I moved my hand. And even though it wasn't the way it was before, I knew I had just come out of surgery, and I knew I would be all right. The care that I received was incredible. My surgeon, Dr. Fifi, was fantastic. I'm normal today. I was able to walk out of the hospital. I have no residual effects. I'm one of the very, very lucky people. You should know how important it is to get attention if you have a stroke, to get it as soon as possible, and to make sure that you go to a stroke center, because they not only have personnel available or on call, but they have the know-how and the skill to do the work properly.